Hello Sense Business YouTubers. Today we will learn 4.4 Location Decisions IGCSE Business. So today's lesson's outcome is that we will understand the main factors influencing the location and relocation decisions of a business. So we'll talk about the why some countries will decide to relocate to other countries, and we'll also talk about the role of legal controls on location decision. Good. So let's start our lesson. So we'll talk about location. So what do we mean by location? Location means the physical space where your business exists. Place where the business is located. So when starting a business, you need to consider a location to operate in, and or when you need to expand operation, and when the current location proves unsatisfactory for some reason. So that is some reasons why you might want to open or relocate into another location. Location means is that where on earth you located. That's what basically means. That's why I've put this Google Map image for you. Okay, so before we actually begin this lesson, I want you to complete a quick task. This should take you no more than 5 minutes at the top. So what I need you to do is to think of 5 reasons why a business may choose to relocate or open in your local area. So I'll give you 5 seconds, pause the video and comment your answers down below. Okay, great stuff. So some of the reason why some businesses might relocate to your area might be that in your local area there's low tax, there's more customers, there's low competition, there's low rent, or maybe there's lots of space available for the business to operate. Or there could be that your local area has lots of skilled workers, or it could be that your local area has good transport. Or it might be that there's a busy shopping center. There are unlimited reasons why a business may relocate or open in any local areas. So even if you haven't got these on your list, your answers might actually be right. So just comment them in the section below and I will read them and mark them for you. So great stuff. So let's begin our actual lesson now that you understand what we are going to talk about. So we'll cover 3 types of businesses and their location decisions. So that's manufacturing, service, and retail. So the first factors that affect the location decision for a company that we are going to talk about is the manufacturing businesses or firms. So their location decisions might be affected by the production. So large-scale production requires the business to be near component or raw material supplies. So it could be the market. If the product is a consumer good and perishable, the factories need to be close to the market to sell out quickly before it perishes. Just so that you know, perishable means likely to go bad. So fresh food, fruit, anything that goes out of date very quickly. So another factor might be that raw material and components. So the factory might need to be located close to where the raw materials can be acquired, especially if the raw material is to be processed while still fresh, like fruit, like the fruit below for fruit juice. So these will businesses that produce fruit juice need to ensure or might locate where there are lots of fresh fruits available or near factories that uh, bring in fresh fruits quickly so they can get them from them quickly before they go out of date. So other factors might be the external economy. So that means the business may relocate near other firms that support the business by providing services to them. For example, businesses that install and maintain factory equipment. So imagine you have a massive factory with over 1,000 people working, and two of your machine goes down, and by the time the other company comes to fix this machine, it's gonna take a day or two. But if you're located next to a company that fixes your machines right next door, they're gonna come and fix it straight away, so you're down time is going to be a lot lower. So availability of labor, what that means is that businesses will need to locate near areas where they can get workers of the skill they need in the factory. So if lots of unskilled workers are needed in factory firms, locate in areas of high unemployment. Wage rates also vary by location, and firms will want to set up in locations where wage rates are low. So that could be another factor why businesses might decide to open or relocate into a new location. So government also influences the location decisions of some manufacturing businesses. So governments may offer grants to encourage firms to locate in a specific area, and grant means money or capital. So they might offer them a loan or something, a lot of money, for example. Grants basically means money or some sort of support, financial support. So for example, government may want factories to be built in area with high unemployment rates to create jobs. So they will give the business some sort of money to help them make a factory where there's lots of people unemployed, so they can become jobs and they can pay taxes. It's good for the government, good for the community, and good for the business. So the government may also restrict certain locations for factories. A specific reason may be to protect the natural environment. So sometimes the government will not let companies build factories in such areas to protect the natural environment. So here are some other manufacturing factors of their locating and relocating. So transport and communication. So the factories need to be located near areas where there are good road, rail, port, air transport systems. So if goods are to be exported, it needs to sit up near ports, because if you're very far away from an airport and you're exporting goods to a different country, it's going to cost you a lot in transshipment. So some factors might be that businesses will decide to locate near an airport, so the transport becomes their factor which affects their decision in deciding to locate near an airport or a port or a rail station for to avoid paying too much costs in transshipment. So power and water supply can be another factor that affects their decision. So factories need water and power to operate. A reliable and steady supply of both should be ensured by setting up in areas where they are available, because you don't want to be setting up in an area where there's no power and supply, so you will not be making any money, or your company will not be running, but you will have workers to pay wages to. So you need to ensure you are located somewhere where you can get both of these. Sometimes it can be the owner's personal preferences. So some owners may like one location over another location, so they just might close one factory in, let's say, London and open another factory in Islamabad, or they could build in Afghanistan, India, Japan, anywhere. So wherever the owner's personal preferences is. Okay, so that was a manufacturing factory firm. So now we're going to talk about the service sector firm. So the factors that affect the location decision of a service factor firm are customers. So be near customers for a quick response time. For example, electrician located in residential area can provide service at homes quickly. So it could be labor. Businesses may locate where the availability of suitably skilled labor in the area is high, so it is easier for them to get the best people for the job. It might be rents and taxes in the area, so businesses that don't need to be near customers can be located further away where rents are low. For example, call centers. You don't really need to be in the middle of town center to answer phone calls, to be a call center where customers don't walk into your shop. For a call center, you should be as well, not very far from town, because then you will not be able to get people applying to your job because it will be harder for them to get there. But you need to be somewhere where it's cheaper for you. So a factor that might affect the location decision of a service sector firm is that they will locate further away from the town, so they are paying low taxes and low rent and having better buildings for the same price. So it could be technology. Some services can be provided online, which means that the business won't need to be located near customer at all, where it is low to rent and operate. So personal preferences of the owner again. So sometimes the owners will decide where they want to locate, and nobody can change that because they are the owner of the business. So factors that affect the location decisions of retail firms. So retailers need to be located in areas where shoppers frequently visit, like malls, shopping centers, and town centers, to attract as many customers as possible. Because if you're a retail and you are far away from the crowd from the shopping center, it is very likely that any people will drive all the way to your shop or come all the way to your shop, unless you're a very famous brand like Apple something. So nearby shops, so you might locate near other shops. So being located next to other shops that are visited regularly will also attract the attention of customers into your shop. So being near competitors also helps keep an eye on competition and snatch away some customers. So sometimes if you are next to, let's say, an Apple store or a Samsung store, they get hundreds of customers going into them shops every single day. So if you are next to them, it is very likely that you will get noticed when customers go to them shops. So eventually they might come and shop in your store as well. Okay, so customer parking availability. So when parking is available nearby, more people will find it convenient to shop in that location. If you're going shopping, you're very likely to take your car with you because you're not going to be carrying around your bags. So shops that do have parking availability, it is very convenient for people. I prefer shops that have parking available because I can just go in there, park my car, get my shopping, just put the shopping in the boot and come back to home. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's very, very easy. So a lot of people will be attracted because you have a nice car park. Again, rent taxes might be one factor that will affect the location decisions of a business. Access to delivery vehicles. So if the retailer has more delivery services, then delivery vehicles will be required. Also for suppliers to bring in new stock. So if it is very hard for supplier to get or to bring stock to your store, then they will start charging you higher. So you need to ensure that it is easier for your vehicles to come in store easily and take the stock out to customer, and it's also you need to also make sure that it is easier for suppliers to bring in stock easily to your shop. So security might be another reason. High rates of crime and theft can happen in shops. So shopping centers which has security guards may be a reason some businesses will choose that location to avoid their items or products being stolen. So now you might be thinking why businesses locate in different countries. So this is very important and you need to make some notes on that because it will probably come on your exam. I found this picture hilarious, so I thought I'll just put it here because it looks like everybody's here and this fish wants to locate into a different country, so let's call this a different country. Okay, so why do businesses want to locate in different countries? It might be because it is cheaper to operate overseas. So it's a wide range of raw materials available in other countries, especially the developing countries. So cheap to employ skilled workers. So it is a lot cheaper to employ people in Singapore, China, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, uh, Turkey, all these countries than it is to employ people in America, England, Australia, New Zealand. So it is a lot cheaper to employ skilled workers overseas in developing countries. So the rents are lower. New market it gives you an opportunity to expand. So you have an opportunity to expand into a new market, availability of some government grants. So if you want to go to another country, some countries will actually give you money, because let's use Apple as an example. So if Apple decided to move all its product to, let's say, to India, the Indian government will give them probably a hell of a lot money, and they'll make everything possible for them to produce all iPhones in India instead of China. So the governments will give them, for example, money, or sometimes even reduce tax. So they will reduce their tax to a very low level to attract them to India, and that will what will make India a very well-known company for producing iPhones, for example. So it is the government avail grants. So that sometimes why countries will locate in another, sometimes why some businesses will locate in another country. It might be to avoid trade barriers and tariffs. So some countries might charge tax on import goods, and businesses can overcome them by relocating their factory to that country instead. So for example, America is introducing lots of tariffs on all, on Canada, I think, or Canada or Turkey, on their steel. So now that is going to cost a hell of a lot money for the businesses that do steel. But if they businesses moved into America and started operating there, they would avoid these tariffs and barriers. So that was some reasons why companies or businesses will relocate into different countries. And now we are going to talk about the role of legal controls on location decisions. So the government influences location decisions to encourage businesses to set up and expand in areas of high unemployment and underdevelopment. Grants and subsidies can be given to businesses that set up in such areas to discourage firms from setting in areas of that are overcrowded or re-owned for natural beauty. So planning restrictions can be put in place to do so these are some legal controls on location decision. After all, the government will not give permission to a business if they deem it to be not helping the community or the economy in a location. So that's why the government of a country has a massive impact on the business. It might be if there's a change in the legislation, so that will also affect the location decision, and there are many other effect legal controls that a business will have to follow. Okay, that brings us to the end of our video. Thank you very much for watching, and well done for being with me for nearly 19-20 minutes. Make sure that you like, share and subscribe to this channel. I know a lot of you already have done, and just so that you know, I'm giving away one iPhone. Make sure you enter that. If you watch the last 2-3 videos, the last actually if you watch 3.4 onwards, I've explained how and why you can get a free iPhone. So make sure you enter yourself into that, and also there's a next video is on here. Make sure you watch that, and I'll see you on next topic. Take care for now, and don't forget to share, please.